Hey everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today we're going to learn how to play 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. And I know it's actually titled I'm Gonna Be, but more than half the people searching for this on Google are going to type 500 Miles Proclaimers. So, I just wanted to make sure they could find this video and they could learn how to play it the right way. Let's just take a quick look at what we're going to be doing here.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I will walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door when I'm working.
And while you could really simplify this tune into like E, A, and B7, and I feel that takes away a lot from it. And if you want, I can teach like an ultra easy beginner version of it. But we're going to take what is a 3-chord song and we're going to play it like they do on the recording. And it actually involves a lot of more late beginner or intermediate techniques. So this is a really good way to learn them because you don't have to worry too much about the chord shapes. It's just a 3-chord song. It's really repetitive. We can focus on that other stuff. Really quick before we get started, if you have not yet grabbed your copy of my free ebook, I'm going to put a link in the corner for that. It's free for all my subscribers. Goes over all the acoustic stuff that you're going to need, and it's completely free, so you should definitely check that out. And while you're doing that, if you could take a moment, if you enjoy learning guitar with me, to subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the bell icon, and just say hi in the comments down below. I really love hearing from you guys, and I really do appreciate your support. Now, let's get started. This song begins on an E major chord. Good old E. Then we're going to switch to A, and I like to use these 3 fingers for my A chord, middle, ring, and pinky. You can do it that way, and if you're not familiar with it, that's what that free ebook is for. It has a bunch of videos that come with it, and that'll train you up on all the switching and everything. So we have E, A, and then we're going to have a B chord, and for B, we can play the power chord. That's what I would prefer doing. My index is on the 2nd fret of the A string. My ring finger goes over to the 4th fret of the D string, and then my pinky's underneath it on the 4th fret. And this is going to require you to get your thumb a bit lower, because when your thumb is high, your fingers are shorter. When your thumb is lower, your fingers are longer. You bring your elbow in. The power chord is, in my opinion, like you learn the basic chords, you learn the power chord, you have the foundation for learning all the rest of the chords, because the power chord's the basis of all those bar chords and more like jazzy chords. Anyways, that's our first option for B, doing it that way. Or you could bar with your ring finger, and that would lead into the full-on B chord, a bit more intermediate advanced. Or you could just play B7 like a cowboy, and this changes the flavor of the tune, but it still does work. And the B7 is really easy coming out of that A chord. You just move. If you're playing it like me, you move your middle finger up and then you move your pinky finger down. Then you add your index. I love that switch. You just leave your ring finger down and kind of pivot off of it. If you're coming from like this version of A, it's not too difficult. Just place your middle, skip a string, ring, skip a string, pinky, all on the 2nd fret. And then you put your index down on the 1st fret of the D string. That's it, B7. It works. It just sounds a little bit more country and blues, than what they're playing on the recording. And those are the shapes for the entire song. What I really want to focus on is the feeling or the groove of the tune, because this song has 2 very distinct feels. During the verse, it has this palm muted thing. For that, we're using all downstrokes. We're muting the guitar a little bit. And I do that by, I'm going to put my hand off the strings and I'm going to slowly drag it onto the strings and then try it out and go further. Well, if you go too far, it kills it. And if you don't go far enough, the strings just ring out. So you find that sweet spot, find what works, what gives you that nice beefy sound. And you don't have to strum all the strings. It feels weird. We're just strumming the thicker strings like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind kind of all I'm aiming for. And just do a few downstrokes, get used to it. I'm on my E chord, just humming along. And then we can start to add kind of a pattern to this. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So 4 and. It's all downstrokes. I know normally downstrokes on the numbers, upstrokes on the ands. I've said it a billion times on this channel, but we're gonna just do all downstrokes because we're palm muting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. That's how I would count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. And then we're gonna go 1 and 2, 3, 4. So we're going down, down on 1 and then 2, 3, 4, just one downstroke each. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And when you put that together, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4. That's exactly what they're doing on the recording. So we play these two patterns over the E chord. And we're going to call these pattern 1 and pattern 2. And we just play pattern 1 and 2 on the E chord when we begin the verse. Then we get to the A and B chords. And for those ones, we're just going to take pattern 2 and we're going to split it between those two chords. So on the A chord, we're on pattern 2 here. We go 1 and 2. And then we switch to B during the and of 2. And we go 3, 4. So we're just playing pattern 2, the first half of it on the A chord, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Or if you're using the easy chords, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're going to play pattern 1 on the E chord after that, and that's our entire verse. So I'm just going to write the whole thing out here because sometimes it helps to just see the whole thing at once. I'm going to play through it ultra slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that is the feeling for the verse. I recommend counting it out and playing it precisely like that because it's awesome for your rhythm, for really feeling the tune, you know, to learn to be consistent about it, because you might be tempted to just kind of do whatever, and that's fine too. And just kind of like making it up, that's cool too, but I do recommend following along with that. It'll help you out with learning more songs in the future. Anyways, we just do that over and over again. That's our verse. And now for the chorus, we're going to take the same chords, but we're going to change it up a little bit. Our pattern's going to be a little bit different, and we're going to play them for kind of a different amount of time. So our pattern goes. So we finally have some upstrokes. We're not palm muting anymore. And I just think of it in terms of down ups and downs. You know, down up is a unit and down is a unit. On beat 1, we go down up. On beat 2 and 3, just down. And then on beat 4, down up. Not a very hard strumming pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, 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 up. We would play that 2 times on E, once on A, once on B. And we do that a couple times, and that is our entire chorus. So much, much simpler. Just going, but I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles all down at your door. And that's it for the entire tune. Now I'm going to play through the verse and the chorus together, and you literally just play verse chorus like 5 or 6 times. That's the entire song. The la da 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 part happens over the chorus of the tune, so it's the same thing musically. They're just saying different stuff. I'm going to set my metronome so we can play slow and steady. I'm at 104 beats per minute. The actual recording is faster than that, but we'll take it easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you might want to isolate those transitions between the verse and the chorus because we are changing the feel. So to go from that last E chord of the verse, down, 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 into, it's the same chord shape, you know, so that's cool. You don't have to switch chords, but you are switching feels. So I would just kind of like link those two up and get used to that transition, and then you're good to go, you know. So just practice through each section on its own, isolate the tricky spots like we always do. If you need any extra help, don't forget I have that free ebook. I also have a course, Strumming Made Simple, which is all about developing your rhythm, and this song's a perfect song for that because the chords aren't too tricky, especially if you use that B7 chord. This is like, you know, Johnny Cash basic stuff, right? You really get to focus on the timing, changing feels, and all that stuff. And my course, Strumming Made Simple, if you're interested in that kind of thing, is definitely the way to go. It's going to help you develop your rhythm and really get into the more intermediate and advanced territory, learning to strum and sing at the same time, you know, a bunch of stuff like that. Anyways, if you enjoy learning guitar with me, I would appreciate if you could take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the bell icon. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, or even if you just want to say hi. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.